Welcome, everybody. This is the season finale of the Infernal Brotherhood of Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders weekly Resistance episode review. This is episode 21, No Escape, part 2.
I believe it's pronounced as Scruffy.
Actually. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. It was good. I like the way it started. It was very nice seeing Kaz sad again. So glad they brought that back around.
Picked up right where we left off.
Exactly.
Which was nice. Yeah, this entire show was about them finally getting Yeager and Captain Doza out of containment and trying to figure out a way of ridding the Colossus of the First Order, which, for what it's worth, I think, it solved the problem. I don't think it was done in particularly the most interesting way because they're the First Order and they would have killed them. But it's just weird.
Yeah.
They just periodically flood certain areas and then use the vacuum of the ocean to suck them back out again.
I guess because water is apparently a vacuum, which that was news to me.
I didn't really understand
I mean, unless they were like, I would have got it if they would have said they were going to pressurize it.
Right.
But they didn't say they were going to pressurize it.
They just opened the external valve, which if you already pressurized it by filling it with water and then you opened up a valve to more water, it doesn't like suck the pressure out because you're already pressurized.
No, but this is Star Wars physics. It doesn't count.
Okay.
I mean, Niku's a thing, so
that's true.
I mean, they get a little bit of leeway with their idiocracy.
Oh, Niku. Yeah, so we knew. Okay, so quickly, Tam is an idiot. Just
absolutely
the stupidest stupid of all stupid. How can you have a character that is that stupid? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when she's dumber than everybody else. It's just
like she started out Niku, like she would be a good character, but
Niku is the kind of person that would fall for that shit.
Yeah,
Niku, because he's fucking dumb, not Tam. At least she shouldn't be.
Right. Yeah. She just abandons the entire crew that she's worked with for presumably years.
Yeah.
Because of one little incident.
Yeah. Well, it's the golden egg. They're like, oh, well, hey, fuck these guys. Why don't you hang out with us, bro? We'll fucking make you a pilot.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't see it. I just don't get it. I mean,
I would sell out friends for a lot, but it would take a bit more than that.
Like, I'm talking extra large fries. Okay, like burger fries, extra large fries.
Yeah, not just fucking large turds. Just dumb.
Yeah, it's just weird. So Tam sided with not aggressively, but just fled the Colossus with the First Order, who were very quick to give up on ownership of the Colossus, which was strange. I didn't understand it. So essentially, once the Fireball crew felt like they actually had enough of the stormtroopers sucked out into the void of the ocean, one of them getting caught by a fish, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they should just put on those scuba helmets. They would have been fun.
I did find myself wondering, I wonder how long they can breathe in that.
Probably not very long because those helmets don't produce oxygen; they just filter oxygen.
Yeah,
but it's only like certain contaminants in the air, so
like they're literally going to drown.
Yeah,
in a second, like whatever long it takes to drown, like a minute.
Yeah, easily.
Weird. All right, so they go to stop Tam from leaving, and Tam was doing this weird, caught between two divorced parents and decided to go with the mom for some reason, who is Agent Tierney of the First Order. Because who knows why? Stupid.
Because she's going to get to be a pilot finally.
I can't accept that rationale. Like, it wasn't earned.
And these people that are her friends lied to her. It's like they didn't fucking lie to her. They just didn't tell her certain things.
The thing is,
I mean,
all
I
the
don't tell my
things that
friends
they
everything.
didn't tell her were broadcast to her. So much so that she was questioning their behavior the entire time. And so
Yeah.
when it comes to light that they were doing things that she was unaware of, she already knew that.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that Kaz was rich.
Oh,
I think that's what it was, and she's pissed off because she fucking bought him food every now and then.
She should have just seen him with his new haircut a little bit more.
Yeah.
See that he was different, that he did change.
Yeah, at least for that episode.
Yeah, so they go to prevent her from being taken, and then they realize that she's choosing to leave the Colossus with the First Order. I did really like seeing that Star Destroyer come in and start firing on the Colossus.
That was so badass.
And the best of all of this is the dogfighting, like the space fights.
It was. This is the reason why we keep watching this show, because this kind of animation is made for shit like that.
So good. It was just, I loved watching all the dog fights, all the ties as they zoom by with that beautiful sound of the blaster fire and their tie engines, and love it. It's the best.
Beautiful, beautiful
Watching
thing.
everyone blow up and get killed. Having that beautiful closed bookend of the entire series, starting with Kaz facing off against Major Von Reg, so that some of the New Republic pilots can get away, essentially sacrificing himself, and then closing it with him destroying Major Von Reg in order to save Jarek. I just thought that was a really nice...
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. I really thought it was going to be a much more intense fight. But
Well,
yeah,
it was a TIE interceptor. They're not in the First Order versions, so they are supposed to be beefier, and they were like taking them out like with single shots.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising. I mean, a regular TIE fighter, yeah, that makes sense. There's no shielding or anything, but yeah, the interceptor should have had a little bit more balls to it than that, but whatever.
So Niku's whole idea was to get the Colossus, to out of the gravitational pull of the planet so they can go into hyperspace, which again doesn't make any sense. You can go to hyperspace from sitting in a hangar, as Han Solo has proven over and time again.
But they were also in space.
Right.
So, I mean, that was a little different.
I don't know. Like, if you have an engine that can go the speed of light or whatever hyper speed.
Well, I think I can justify that with, I mean, the Falcon, it does that shit on a regular basis. Whereas with this, it had been grounded for, oh God, like 30 years, 20, 30 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So I can kind of get it. Like, you're like, oh, let's test the waters a little bit. Let's make our asses a little bit safer. Let's not just, go balls deep without spitting on it first.
Okay.
And I will say
nice
one
analogy.
thing. I was a little disappointed. Like, I totally thought it was like a fucking Star Destroyer when it started coming up. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see this shit flip. And then it just turns around. I was like, oh, so it's like that one dude's fucking yacht, that really awkward yacht from Solo.
Oh, right.
I hate that design.
I was thinking of it's the B-wing. That's a vertical as well.
Yeah, but that's also not a giant, massive thing. It's not as awkward.
I didn't even think of the Solo yacht. Yeah, that's right. That is very much like it.
That's what it reminded me of, just not as shiny.
Yeah, not as spiry, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we knew the pirates were going to come and rescue them at a pivotal point, like we called that like episodes ago. So no big surprise. It was nice seeing it though. Still.
What was surprising was seeing them leave with them.
Because, they couldn't just stay behind and get fucked up by the First Order.
They're fucking pirates. They can hide. And I mean, I doubt there's only that one place. Like, the Colossus is the only thing on that planet that they can land on and do shit. Because, I mean, where the fuck have they been getting all their supplies from?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I do genuinely think they're building this up to be this everyone against the First Order, criminals and rebels, and everyone is going to work together. Every scoundrel of the galaxy to face against the First Order.
Yeah.
So I
mean, that's as it should be.
Yeah, I think it kind of made sense for that. And I just liked seeing that really cool fucking like boat ship.
Yeah.
dock with the Colossus. I love that pirate ship.
Yeah, I definitely don't get bored of seeing that.
Little shark.
That's for damn sure.
So cool. Yeah, and I love that at the very end they're like, "Oh, we can't go to that destination because he's a fucking idiot," and we knew he was an idiot, and they don't have any clue where they're going to end up. Do you think they're going to end up with an older, wiser Jedi? What's the Rebels guy that went off with
the Rebels guy?
Rebels, yeah, Star Wars Rebels.
Which guy? There was a lot of guys.
I'm sorry. The kid that was the Jedi, but he's grown
Ezra.
now. Ezra, yeah. Think they're going to end up in the same place as Ezra with the space whales?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't think so. I definitely hope not, because that just seems way too far-fetched. But yeah, I wasn't surprised. It's like, oh yeah, I put in the coordinates. Oh, but I fucked up and I forgot a couple numbers because it took me so long to finish punching in numbers.
Yeah, because he's literally
the
most
that's
worthless
great.
character.
You guys
ever.
might just fucking, come out of hyperspace and into a asteroid field and disintegrate.
Yeah. Or go right into a black hole or a sun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the most deadly thing that is, it was warned about by Han Solo in the very first Star Wars film ever to be released, and yet now we're just playing loosey-goosey with the idea of hyperspeed.
Yeah.
Like,
At
least we're all together.
I just want to know, like, how off he was. Because, like, I was talking to somebody about that earlier. Like, is it, like, a number or something? Like, because I could see being off by a little bit. Like, if you miss a number or two, perhaps. Because, I mean, it's just like regular coordinates. It sends you to a specific location. You're off by a couple decimals, whatever. Not that big of a deal. It's just a little bit further you have to go, or a little bit further you overshot. It's like, how far out are they?
Well, they were talking about being a little too shallow of the location, and then like way beyond, like light years beyond. I was like, wait, what?
Well, that doesn't make sense anyways, because it's like, you got a fucking hyperdrive. Who cares? Oh no, we're a couple light years away. Oh, better punch in the fucking numbers, and then we'll be there in like an hour.
Yeah,
not really that big of a deal.
The whole thing was a weird way to end it. Like, I know they didn't want to go to the Resistance base because the base is being evacuated as we speak.
Yeah. But,
that would have made a really awkward episode 8 non-cameo.
Yeah.
But still, it's weird. Like, now they're just setting it up so they're lost in space and they're going to have to find their way back, as if every astromech droid doesn't have star maps that they can just find. Why didn't they just use CB-23 to correct the coordinates? Like,
well, because clearly he was busy trying to drown fucking stormtroopers and then blasting motherfuckers in the sky.
A much better use. Yeah, that's true. Oh man. I had fun. I thought they wasted Jarek and Doza.
Yes. That could have been an episode in and of itself, just those two being badasses.
Yeah. Totally
like, that's what we wanted to see, for fuck's sake.
For like multiple episodes, it's been building, and we totally let down.
It's like, oh, your daughter and that goofy bastard broke you out of jail. Cool.
Yeah, and then we see Jarek Yeager pulling a Poe Dameron, like destroying 8 ties all in one big swoopy twirl, and then he needs Kaz to get the fucking Major Von Reg off his ass. Like, come on, dude, we just saw you whipping ass. I don't get it.
It's thrown out his hip or something. That's about all I can figure.
Oh, man. Old men. He sat on his testicle. Oh shit! Oh.
Hey, you know what? It happens. Who hasn't been there? God damn it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I had a really good time with this episode. I thought it was a really wonderful way to close out the series and give us the promise of unknown adventure. I really liked that. What were your favorite parts?
Just all the dog fighting and shit. And, like, seeing the ships. Like, that's the biggest thing. With this entire series, like, that's been the only part that has always been consistently good for me.
Yeah.
And then seeing that Star Destroyer pop out of nowhere, that was, I'm not going to lie, I clapped like an idiot for a second.
It was so good.
It's like, all right. however the fuck else this episode goes, at least I got that.
I would have liked to see a little bit of reaction from Doza or Yeager about that, because they hadn't seen, no one has seen a Star Destroyer, presumably, for like 30 some odd years.
Yeah. Well, and these aren't even like classic Star Destroyers. These are fucking massive compared to the Imperial 2 class Star Destroyers.
Right. Everyone acts like the First Order tech is known. Like no one acts surprised when they see anything, and which I don't get. Me.
Yeah, because they did all this shit in Wild Space to hide their fucking hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I didn't even think about that.
It's insane to think that everyone's just like, oh, hey, it's a scary Star Destroyer. First of all, Kaz has never seen one, period. He wasn't born. He's been told stories of them. Yeah. So, like, he's probably been studied them in his pilot training preschool that he maybe graduated from, because he hasn't had any higher learning. Clearly, he can't even hold a fucking weapon.
That is true.
The whole thing is just nonsensical. And I get the creators are trying to, create this exploration and establishment of this entity, of this military force. But at this time, no one fucking knows about them. Like, this is a breakout scenario of the First Order meeting someone.
Rumor. Like, that's really all they are, is they're a rumor.
Yeah.
Like, even in The Force Awakens, like, it's a fucking rumor.
Mm-hmm. All in Wild Space. Like, it was all just fringes. Like, no one, so much so that the New Republic did not believe Princess Leia that they were a threat. Like, they're like, oh, please. And I understand that, a lot of those senators and leaders were, of course, in the pocket of the First Order, as we were, led to believe through the book Bloodline.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been all of them. And
no, of course not.
And they wouldn't have revealed their hand to, the people who didn't know. So it should have been a bigger shock, a bigger surprise. And the fact that they never once mentioned Starkiller Base to anyone else on the Colossus, like, I don't get it. Like, the end scene should have been, they destroyed my home planet with a star killer. Like, with this massive planet gun from afar. The First Order has powers that we have never imagined before. It literally blew up my planet before my eyes. Instead of them being like, oh, I'm sorry, that's sad. They should have been like, oh, fuck, we gotta tell the world. Like, this is a big deal.
That was pretty underwhelming with you. You're going, oh, man, I'm sorry, kid.
Sucks, dude.
Fuck, bro.
I was half expecting them doing it. Oh, that's too bad. You know what? I lost my entire family, too, so shut up. Walk it off.
That's what he should have fucking
Take a lap, Kaz. I don't know. I did have fun, and I'm gonna have a lot more fun poking fun at this series, because of even the really fun episodes that I enjoyed are still pretty stupid when you take an objective eye.
Absolutely. Like our favorite episode.
Yeah.
It's dumb as shit.
Yeah. But it's not pretending to be anything but that. And that's why I think we appreciate it so much, because every other episode seems to be like trying to take this serious, childlike tone to situations. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it.
No, shit, I've said it before. It's very Scooby-Doo like.
Yeah.
But a lot more serious, even though it shouldn't be.
Were you bummed that we didn't get a Phasma in the finale?
Not really. I think it would have been disappointing because she's been a buffoon every time she's been on the screen. Yeah. And that makes me mad. So.
Well, what about Commander Pyre? Like, he didn't do anything this entire episode.
He fired his blaster once or twice.
That's
I
true.
think.
Okay. I stand corrected.
He fucking pointed it at people in a threatening manner.
I never understood why, as soon as the space station, like, they were leaving before the space station started rising out. So they weren't even waiting for that. They were just like, hey, we got to pop smoke, because Yeager and Captain Doza and Kaz are yet to be found. Yeah. So they're like, we must leave. What are you afraid of? You're the First Order. You have every troop on this Colossus. You have a Star Destroyer right outside of atmosphere. I didn't think they had the Star Destroyer. I thought they were waiting on backup. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, I thought that was the backup, was the Star Destroyer showing up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the exit was rushed and nonsensical, considering they had the command center. Like, why did they leave it? He could have shut the whole engine down from Captain Doze's desk.
Could have also just shot everybody and said fuck it and just kept the station. I mean, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, they just need it for supplies and for refueling. They don't need a fucking huge crew. They could have a ghost crew of, like half a garrison, like 10 or 20 people.
Yeah. I mean, the resistance literally used like 2 people in the engine room to put the ship out of the water and into hyperspace.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. So they don't need people.
No,
which is weird.
Not at all. Well, and especially because most of them are aliens, like, we're non-humanoids.
Yeah.
And they, they are following in suit with the Empire and being very xenophobic. So it's like, what's the fucking point of keeping them anyways? They already showed their hand. Just fucking take them all out.
What did you think about the return of the bartender lady? I can't remember her name.
Anzi?
Anzi, yeah. And the fucking dude.
I don't remember the Rodane's name, but yeah, I was wondering when she was going to come back, because we knew she was going to. She had to.
Really hoping we were going to get a cameo of like Maz Kanata.
That's what I thought was going to happen too. So I was a little surprised with that, but it was nice to see her show up and start shooting people.
Yeah. Seriously bummed. Yeah, Hype Phase on was the guy. I don't know. I feel like the more I think about this episode, the more I don't like it anymore. It was just lost opportunity. They could have had so many just like little cameos, or I don't know.
That was this series, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was nothing but just, you could have, even cranked it up to 8 instead of 3, and it would have been great. But
yeah.
It was on par with what I expected it to be. So
as far as the series as a whole, how do you rate this thing? Is this a must watch for a Star Wars fan, or is it would you skip it and never notice?
I paid $3.50 for it. I think I got my money's worth, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have paid more than that. To be honest, like, this is the kind of thing I would have rented if I wouldn't have got it for so cheap.
Yeah.
And probably not even finished it had we not had this show.
Yeah. Yeah, I do honestly feel like I would have skipped it altogether. I would have watched other people's reviews instead of doing our own.
Probably. It would have been just like the Clone Wars, where I gave it like 4 seasons and then said, fuck it, why not? I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And then, gagged the first season down and then hopefully finish the other 3 seasons in no time at all.
Yeah. Well, what are you looking forward to in season 2?
Honestly, the only thing I'm looking forward to, because I really don't expect shit from them, is I just want to see where they end up.
Mm-hmm. Like,
just out of morbid curiosity. I mean, it'd be great if season 2 opened up with the Colossus exploding, like just smashing into a meteor. And then them going off on a completely different story arc. But I know that's too much to expect.
That would be so funny.
Yeah.
We just see, hold on, this would be great. So it's from planet side, this big star, the Colossus comes out of hyperspace into atmosphere and just hits a mountain. And then the camera pans 360 to people staring at it, and then this picks up with them. Like, that's their story.
That'd be so great. They could just start every season like that, so it could be a completely different thing. 5, 6 seasons down the road, it's not even about the Resistance anymore. They're just holding on to the name.
Oh, that would be
I'd fucking watch it.
I would too. That would be really, really funny. Oh, wow. Yeah. I want to see Lando Calrissian in season 2 desperately bad. It would explain why he's absent from 8. Or at least give us I don't need everything to connect together. I would like to see him. I think he's supposed to be like a droid reseller at this point. if I'm remembering last shot. Like he owned like a droid manufacturing thing last, right?
Oh yeah, that's they converted Bespin to droid manufacturing.
Oh, what if they go to Bespin, dude?
That would be cool.
I would love to see
He completely fucks up the B names and shows up in Bespin instead.
Lando literally just shoots Niku in the face.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see Cloud City. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, wherever they go, I want to see other cells at this point. You start with one, just like you did in Rebels. Let's start seeing the other cells. Let's start seeing the greater world at large and how they're influenced by this First Order, you know, especially that huge event. Like blowing up the home of the New Republic is massive. That will send shockwaves that no one has said anything about in any of the films. It's just like this weird, what's going on with the government?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's not like in A New Hope where they blew up Alderaan. I mean, yeah, that sucks a lot, but they destroyed an entire star system.
The center of the new government star system.
Yeah,
so other star systems have to be sending their next in command somewhere, or like forming, you know, trade groups or something to try to figure out what the hell's going on. Or did the First Order like send out ensigns to all these different areas to like try to take command of them? Or like I want to know what the government situation is, because it feels small in the films.
I got my fingers crossed that the droid Gotra takes over. That'd be sweet.
Oh my gosh, that would be so way cool.
I mean, we know it's not going to happen because that's fringe shit in the books, but still.
This is their opportunity to bring it out, though. That would be badass. I would love to see that. Or, you know, maybe if we just saw Mandalore again. What if the Mandalorians make an appearance in episode or season 2? Like oh, god damn it. Would they work with the First Order to try to gain control? Or would they, like, as just their own resistance, like, no, we were under the Empire for so long, we're not doing this again?
Huh.
What if it ties into the series Mandalore? Oh my gosh.
I could definitely get behind that, because I mean, all that shit's going to be out after episode 9.
Yeah.
So I don't imagine that they're going to be taking, taking like the before episode 9 storyline.
Okay. Well,
but then again, this came out after episode 8. So who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's stop there. We're almost a half hour talking about possibilities. Let us know what you guys thought of this entire series. Season 1, Star Wars Resistance, is over. And did you stomach it? Could you handle it? Did you stick in like we did? Like the troopers we are? Let us know, and let us know your thoughts. We appreciate it, and we appreciate your guys' attention. Always like and share and subscribe and all that good jazz.
Yeah.
And until the next series that we're going to be doing, Clone Wars 2003, we'll talk to you guys then. May the Force be with you.
My pen is haunted.
Princess Mimi.